Joining us now is Axios White House reporter Marc Caputo and Atlantic staff writer Nancy Youssef. Marc, let me start with you and just get your read of the latest here. The president making the rounds over the course of the morning, indicating that Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner are going to be the point people go into these talks. Curious what you make of that, the latest there, and sort of what you think will be notably different at this meeting compared to the one that took place between J.D. Vance and his Iranian counterparts last week.
Well, I have no idea what's going to be notably different. One of the things that seems to be a through line is everything seems to be notably the same. The only through line we have so far is that there's generally a ceasefire between the United States and Iran, between Israel and Lebanon. But otherwise, everyone keeps claiming that progress is being made, but what's really happening as a result? We've had a few things in Axios that we had reported. One, that there is an idea out there that the U.S. had started to advance of providing Iran access to its frozen assets, its currency, bank accounts essentially of about $20 billion in return for them giving up uranium to the United States. It's highly rich uranium stockpiles. The Iranians wanted more money, and then the president came out and said he wasn't going to do this. However, there remain the very big issues, which is Iran has highly enriched uranium. The United States has access to Iran's money and has basically frozen them out from it. That's a possible trade item. Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz. The United States wants it open and has a blockade. Those things seem tradable. And then more broadly, the United States has lots of weaponry and sanctions against Iran. Iran funds terrorist proxy groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. And so that also seems to be a trade item. But so far, we have not seen anything in writing that clearly shows what's up for trade, what's up for discussion, what the progress is. So until then, you have statements from President Trump and what you just played there, Energy Secretary Chris Wright, saying all this progress is happening, and then you have the Iranians saying, no, no, it's not. We do know they're talking because obviously they're talking, and also they're not shooting.
I do need to ask you, as we were speaking, your Axios colleague, Brock Ravid, was now contradicting the president, who said earlier that Vice President J.D. Vance would not be attending these talks. Axios is now reporting that Vice President J.D. Vance will lead the U.S. delegation for another round of talks in Islamabad. I know you've been on with us,
Correct.
But I didn't know if you'd heard that as well and what your take is on that.
I didn't want to come out and say it because I wasn't sure if it had come out yet. It would be a shocking breach of protocol if J.D. Vance were not there. So when you just listed those two names and didn't list J.D. Vance, I was rather surprised. Yes, J.D. Vance is the lead negotiator he's supposed to be, and he's going to be taking that role here as well.